Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds. So, we have conquered the campaign, and we are finally into the end game, which, as near as I can tell, is for the love of hunting. Today, we are here to talk about my first build guide for Monster Hunter Wilds in the endgame. This is specifically an aerial insect glaive build guide. Up front, this is not a speedrunner guide. This is for those of us whose minds were irreparably broken by wild hearts and are just not happy on the ground anymore. Aerial insect glaive guide. Let's talk about it.
Well, look at hey.
So, if we look at our build here, we are using the 4-piece Gore Magala Alpha set. And the battle Greaves. So what we're going to get from that, go over here.
Something in mind?
Gore Magala Alpha. So, as you can see, Gore Magala Alpha has what they're calling this time is called Gore Magala's Tyranny, which infects you with frenzy and raises your attack when you're fighting large monsters. Attack power increases upon recovery. This is actually really important to how we're getting a lot of our damage. And that is why we are using the 4-piece. We're using the Gore Alpha set because his 3-piece set is Master Mounter, which makes it easier to mount and easier to wound, which is a huge win for somebody who is just spending all of their time in the air. And then if we look to our one spare piece, we are using the battle Greaves, which give us all 3 levels of Marathon Runner and 2 levels of Constitution. When we look at Gore himself, he's going to give us another 2 levels of Constitution, another 2 levels of Constitution. That's going to be our Marathon Runner and our Constitution all taken care of without needing to actually slot anything for it. Also notable to Gore is that he has the evade window and coalescence. But if we look at my gear here, with what we're doing here, we have slotted in the rest of the coalescence skill. Coalescence is going to temporarily raise our attack power and status effects after recovering from blights or abnormal status. This pairs really nicely with Gore Magala's Tyranny because we are always infected with frenzy and we are always overcoming it. So my blast power is going to go up every time we beat it for a pretty significant damage boost. We have also gone on ahead and slotted in for Part Breaker and finished off Antivirus. So, Antivirus, again, is going to help us with this damage cycle where we are constantly raising our attack power by overcoming frenzy. Antivirus just makes it easier to do that consistently and repeatedly. And of course, with my one little extra, I love Leap of Faith. I like being able to dive even if I'm going towards the monster, just in case I get myself into trouble. So, in total here, we have all levels of Constitution, all levels of Evade Window, all levels of Marathon Runner, Part Breaker, Coalescence, and Antivirus. And for our charm, we are using the Stamina Surge that speeds up our stamina recovery. Now, Marathon Runner, Constitution, and Stamina Surge all contribute to how much airtime we are allowed to get as an aerial player. So we are using that to get as much stamina recovery as we possibly can and basically render the flash chicken immaterial because honestly, who has time to farm the dash extract from Gypsyros? On our weapons, we have the Power Prolonger level 3 decoration on both of my Insect Glaive and my Longsword because that is going to directly impact how long I keep my Kinsect extracts and my Spirit Gauge meter up. And then for my Insect Glaive, I have chosen the Mind's Eye level 3 decoration because I honestly hate bouncing, and the Blast Jewel level 3 to enhance my blast attack. because you really can't go wrong with that. On my longsword, I have slotted 2 level 3 expert jewels to max out my critical eye, so that when I do need to switch over, we have that option. So, with that, a brief overview, we're going to go and find something to harass to show you about the airtime that is possible when you are playing with this set.
Commencing quest by order of the guild.
Literally no one cares what the guild has authorized.
Nice. Let's put them to use.
Okay, so as I am fighting Urkveld, I want you to pay specific attention to what my stamina drain is like. Once I get into the air here. Now, if you look above my health bar right now, you can see the frenzy meter is ticking. What? Doshagama, are you serious? Decisions have been made, lords and ladies. Really, really terrible decisions. While I could easily watch Arkveld beat on Doshagama all day long, what I want to do is actually show off what our stamina drain. Oh, God damn it, that's gonna hurt. Okay. There's almost nothing that I hate more than nonsense interfering with me when I've got Arkveld to do. Okay, so you can see we've barely even begun to fight this monster because our Arkveld decided to pick a fight with the Shagama, which threw off the entire start of the hunt, but that is okay. So with the Master Mounter perk, we're able to open 3 wounds. This is very important to the aerial style, where we are going to be able to open 1 more wound than people who are mounting without the Master Mounter set. Roll too early. So there is a lot to look at here. But with the aerial playstyle, you're going to be mounting a whole lot. This is going to put the monster on the ground and give you options for damage windows on important parts. And in this case, we haven't even used the wound on her head and her back, so we only need to reopen the wound on the tail, because that is our first target priority. There, where did that break off? Over here. So one of the things that I want to draw your attention to, as I am going through this hunt, is above my health bar, where you can see the frenzy buildup and how often and easily I overcome it. To the point that it's not even an issue that I have to worry about, because you are simply hitting enough times. Not gonna give me the sneak attack, but it will give me that free white buff that I'm missing out on. There's that leap of faith coming in to get away from the pain that was coming. Now, you can see here that even when I'm not getting a lot of attacking opportunities, the frenzy meter is not really an issue that we need to think about. This is basically just free damage. Look, there it goes. Overcame frenzy again. We're going to get a major attack boost from Coalescence and from Gore Magala's Tyranny. So even with a suboptimal Artisan weapon, we are still going to get a lot of damage off of this. Now, once again, I have only used the wound on the tail, so all we have to do is open that up again. At this point, we are going to focus on breaking the head for the horns. Because I'm pretty sure I need wings, but that's immaterial right now. We're just demonstrating the stamina recovery on the aerial set. Okay, I don't agree with that one, Arkveld, I'll be honest with you. But it looked quite sincerely like it missed, did it not? Details. She's out. My pretty spinny Artisan Glaive. Suboptimal and terrible as it is. Now, one of the things I want to draw your attention to, even though I don't need it right now, but if you are, for any reason, getting close to Frenzy, you can see I'm at about half health, Frenzied right now. If you need more time, you cannot cure Frenzy with a Nullberry, but if you use a Nullberry, you can see you can dial back the meter and buy yourself a little bit more time to overcome the Frenzy virus. Yeah, there's definitely a part of me that has considered whether I want to do earplugs instead of Stamina Surge. That's maybe something we can farm for next time, just to see if that feels better. Because Marathon Runner and Constitution honestly give you enough stamina recovery that you can pretty much be in the air as much as you want. But nothing ruins the vibe more than a monster roar, especially when you have had the luxury, I would say, of playing without that burden in Iceborne.
Another monster's running in.
These blasted Deshagam are back again. No, that's a perfect time for that Maneki when I'm, like, way over here healing up. And that is another thing that I want to draw your attention to in the set, is because Gore Magala has so much evade window, you really have a relatively easy time of avoiding attacks if you're not a moron. I mean, I'm not playing the best here, but you get the idea with the attacks that I am in a position to roll. And throughout all of this, we are not struggling for stamina at all. If I want to be in the air, I am free to be in the air.
We've been given more supplies. Check your safety. Almost finished.
And she's done. And I'm getting more staggered.
Yeah, right on target.
And as is our delightful custom, we capture Arkfeld. We capture my friend. And so you see, there you have it. That is my aerial insect glaive build for where we are at right now without additional monsters. But I am excited to see where we're going to go. What we might do next time is actually farm up the earplugs charm and see if we can actually get away with not having the stamina surge charm. For our troubles, we are granted an Arkfeld gem, which we can use at the smelter for calcite as we continue with that grind. So, that is the rough overview of my aerial guide. The idea is not for maximum DPS output, it is for fun and enjoying your airtime as an insect glaive, which has always been the main pull of the weapon for me. Yes, I know that's not the efficient way to play. No, I do not care. I like flying. Thank you very much. And so this is my presentation of how to fly effectively with Master Mounter, and with enough stamina buffs that you don't have to farm the flash chicken for dash extract, which is delightful. I hope that you have enjoyed my first build of Monster Hunter Wilds. I do have some other ideas for things that we might try, but for where we are at, Gore Magala Alpha is pretty much as good as it's going to get for an aerial insect glaive player. Nonetheless, there's some other stuff that I want to look at, like the Arkfeld perks and other things like that. If you do find this guide helpful for aerial insect glaive, please feel free to leave a like on the video, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.